It's Wednesday the 18th of December in the Vendée Globe, the skipper's 38th day at sea, and with another day comes another new leader, this time Séb Simon, who's taken a slightly more northerly route than both Charlie Dalin and Yoann Richomme, has gone into the lead, and this is despite having a broken foil. We hear an update from him where he's understandably very happy, and also Sam Davies, who's having to contend with huge waves but lighter winds, which can be boat-breaking conditions. Also we hear from Boris, Herrmann, and then take a look at the tracker, the leaderboard, and PredictWind options for Simon, and also Nicholas Lunven, who is in 5th place, because it looks like there's going to be a nasty storm coming along on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as they approach Cape Horn. And then we conclude with a little second update from Sam Davies, where she takes out a globe and shows us exactly where they are at the moment and the progress they've made, because they are exactly the opposite side of the world from where they started. It's good to wake up and realise that you're in the lead, first by receiving WhatsApp messages and then by updating the tracker chart. It's huge. I think I had some wind from behind which allowed me to catch up with the first two, and then I think I have a tighter trajectory than my competitors, and I suspect that they have some small sail issues for making such angular trajectories. We'll see. I don't think they communicate about that. In any case, it's good for morale, and it's good to be on starboard tack too, because now I have my foil and I can use my boat 100%. For the moment there is still an anticyclone between us. I'm going to try and enjoy the moment. It's pretty incredible to be in the lead in the Vendée Globe again, and it's a pleasure. I came here to finish a Vendée Globe. Today my ambitions are completely different. With the breakage of a foil it's going to be much more complicated, but I'm still hopeful and I want to believe in it fully, and today confirms that I have my place in this Vendée Globe.
Yes! So last night we had 40 knots reaching. There's no way to run away from the wind because there was this exclusion zone just to leeward, and it was pretty full on. The boat was pretty much overpowered with my smallest sails up, storm jib and 3 reefs in the main. The wind was gusting 50 knots all night. Full on, nice Southern Ocean front, pouring with rain, and sailing along really close to Clarice, who doesn't have any AS, so we were exchanging positions all night to make sure we didn't crash into each other. And now, sadly, the front has overtaken us. There's hardly any wind left, like 15 knots, not even, and the sea state is still a sea state from a 40 knot front. There's 5 meter seas breaking all over the place, and so now I'm just being thrown around. It's really not very much fun. Hopefully it's gonna sort itself out over the next few hours. I'm just gonna have to hang in there for now, and it's a bit frustrating right now because we're seeing the others sending it off the other side of the front. They're going to get a massive lead on us, but there you go, that's life. Nothing can do about it, and the race is still a long way to go. Not much fun this slamming in no wind. I'm not going to put any bigger sails up right now because I don't want to break anything.
Little birds, a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of light is out. Pretty big waves here. Always hard to see on a camera, but deep for sure. So I'm in the process of reorganizing the boat for proper downwind sailing. So the sails go in the back. The stack is already half ballasted in, the foil is down a bit. We have more clear cant, We are at day 3 instead of storm gate. And the next thing is going to be a reef out, and then the day 1 tide, the drip top. This is all going to happen today while the wind is ebbing off. And we see about the sea state, how fast it lets us go. And I enjoy these little moments outside. I don't know if you see on the video these little birds. I don't know what kind of species it is, I would love to know. I've seen one big albatross earlier. Beautiful. Spectacular nature. And even the light is kind of fascinating. I guess after 10 days of total grey and some fog, any light is just fascinating. Yeah, earlier we had already more sea state. Some waves breaking over the deck. So have a good Wednesday. Cheers.
Looking on the Initiative's Kerr website tracker of Sam Davies, we can see how the leading group of 3 are there in the Pacific Ocean, but they look like 2. Because we've got Séb Simon in the lead, he's the northern of those boats, whereas we've got there Yoann Richomme and Dalin. If we actually have to really zoom in to see just how close they are together, as they are sailing side by side, as we saw in that intro video from Richomme. Then if we go back a little bit further in the fleet, what we can see, this is places 4th to 11th. In the lead of this group, we've got Thomas Rouillon in 4th, but Justine Metreau has managed to hold on to the stronger winds to make this a little bit larger group. Whereas if we go just back a little bit further, we can see Clarice Kramer, who had a problem with a hook on her mainsail, and Sam Davies, who we heard from earlier. They fell into the light winds. They couldn't hang on to this front, and now just have this leftover swell, these huge waves, but without the wind, which can actually be boat-breaking conditions. Many of you have asked about Pip Hare, and she is making her way towards Melbourne at the moment. She's given us an update on Facebook, which I hope to add to this channel as a separate feature later in the day. The ranking at 0600 shows just how tight this battle is at the front. We can see there Sébastien Simon in the lead with Dalin and Yoann Richomme just 2.35 nautical miles behind. It's the average speed over the last 24 hours of Simon, 21.53 knots, over 2 knots faster than both of his competitors in the top 3, which has propelled him on that northern route into the lead. There is now a group, there it is, between 4th and 11th place. It's spread over quite a large distance, nearly 500 nautical miles. But since they're all in the same weather system, it's worth looking at them as a group, with their Clarice Kramer and Sam Davies now over 500 nautical miles behind Metreau. As we scroll down a bit, we can see there in 18th place, we've got Jean Le Cam, who is the leading daggerboard boat, but has averaged over 20 knots for the last 24 hours. Richard Gladwell, sailworld.com's New Zealand editor, together with PredictWind, has done a routing option for Séb Simon, and we can see how he is perfectly positioned to use that strengthening breeze as they approach Point Nemo. After that, we can see how the pressure is beginning to really build from behind as the leaders approach Cape Horn. And it's this curve of strong wind just above Séb Simon, which could result in a very strong nor'westerly coming down, which the leaders may not get the worst of it, but look at what hits the pack behind. Doing the routing option for Nico Lunven in 5th place, we can see how he uses the strong winds alongside the new ice boundary and avoids that light wind just behind. It'll be interesting to see if the pack between 4th and 11th can all do that. It's then we can see this swirl of strong winds start to build. It makes its way north and then swings down towards the southeast. And we can see there that continues to build into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And all of the routing options look like they're going to be affected by this during that time. So we hope they can avoid the worst on Christmas itself.
Hello
17th of December again. Had a pretty windy night, had 40-50 knots all night long, and a sustained 45 with gusts at 50 for a few hours, so yeah, it was a bit exciting. Not ideal sleeping conditions, as you can imagine, but happy that it all went fairly well, no damage in me, nothing I found yet anyway. The sails are still in good shape, and we're now back into J2 with 2 reefs, so a bit more sail area up, and the wind's dropping quite quickly actually. So yeah, not an easy night, but really happy it's behind me, and really happy to be in the Western Hemisphere. Feels like we're really on the stretch home now. It's only 11,000 miles to go. Anyway, we're downhill. So yeah, there you go. From we're 56 south, so it's going to be a bit chilly as well. And I'm just on the edge of going to the next sail up. All good here. See ya.
I wanted to take a little globe with me so that I can plot where I'm going. It's really nice to see on a projection, a round projection rather than on a computer screen. So you can see the route that I've taken down the Atlantic, round under Cape of Good Hope, and then going round the Southern Ocean to Australia, Tasmania, and we're right there in between Tasmania and New Zealand right now. And it's really cool, this vision, because you can see how we're going round the Antarctic, and right now we can see that we're really right opposite where we started, right on the other side of the world. It's a little bit bigger than I hoped, my globe. A little nice sunny evening. I would have preferred to actually be in the rain, because that would have meant I'm going fast, but got overtaken by the front, sadly, and that's going to make my route through the Pacific a lot harder and a lot longer. But I was doing everything I could, so no regrets. I just have to do with what we've got and make the best of it. And as you can see on my map, we've still got a long way to go to get back up to France. Anything can happen.
Thank you very much for watching today. We'll continue to bring you the progress as this unbelievable race continues to unfold. Please do subscribe to our channel using the button down here, and also take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com for all the latest news in sailing.